All signs are pointing to a pardon for Kathleen Folbigg.
The woman known as Australia's worst female serial killer.
Tonight, an extraordinary turn in the long-running inquiry into the convictions of Kathleen Folbigg.
Kathleen Folbigg has always denied killing her children.
Kathy, did you kill Caleb?
No.
Did you kill Patrick?
No.
Now, 20 years since she was locked away, an inquiry is examining the possibility that she was telling the truth all along.
I think Kathleen Folbigg has been subject to the biggest miscarriage of justice in our country's history.
It was here in Newcastle, the city where Kathleen Folbigg grew up, that a petition was drafted calling for her to be pardoned. Lawyers working on the petition say she should never have been prosecuted in the first place.
She has been thrown away into a maximum security jail when we should have put our arms around her and helped her through her grief.
The petition has been signed by dozens of eminent scientists and doctors.
If Kathleen Folbigg were being tried today, I do not believe she would be convicted based on the strength of the scientific evidence available.
The inquiry heard that DNA testing showed the two younger children, Sarah and Laura, had inherited a rare gene mutation from their mother that can cause fatal heart problems. There was also evidence that the second child, Patrick, most likely had an underlying genetic disorder that predisposed him to epilepsy. All this raises doubt about the verdict in relation to Caleb, whose death at just 19 days old was originally recorded as a cot death.
The ultimate submission of counsel assisting is that on the whole of the body of evidence before this inquiry, there is a reasonable doubt as to Ms Folbigg's guilt.
The prosecution case relied heavily on the implausibility of 4 children in the one family dying of natural causes.
Meadows' law is an unscientific dogma that says 1 infant death is a tragedy, 2 is suspicious, and 3rd is murder until proven otherwise.
Meadows' law was discredited before the Folbigg trial began, but the suspicion at the heart of it has proved hard to shift.
Implicitly, that formulation reverses that criminal burden of proof and so casts the responsibility on bereaved parents to prove why children die.
Expert medical witnesses say the death of more than one child in a family is not as unusual as we might think.
If there's a genetic predisposition to sudden cardiac death or to a severe neurological condition in a family, then it would not be surprising that more than one family member might be affected by that.
The inquiry heard expert evidence that Kathleen Folbigg's diaries could not be relied on as admissions of guilt and could instead be interpreted as the coping mechanism of a grieving mother.
She grieved in her own way, but yet again, like Lindy Chamberlain, that just wasn't good enough. She, didn't show signs of overt, expressive grief that apparently society wanted her to.
Scientists say the Folbigg case has exposed a yawning gap in the legal system. With scientific knowledge advancing at a rapid pace, there's currently no avenue to review cases where new evidence has come to light.
It would be an enormous missed opportunity if, in this case, we did not seek law reform that would allow the justice system to be better informed by science, particularly where that science is emerging and complex.
There are growing calls for Kathleen Folbigg to be released.
Every day that goes by is another day of unjustified incarceration for Kathleen Folbigg. It's patently clear we have an innocent woman sitting in prison, yet our government does not seem to care.
For the moment, she remains in a prison cell, awaiting the inquiry's final report. Ursula Malone, ABC News.